고맙습니다. 이어서 기조 연설을 청해 듣도록 하겠습니다. 오늘 특별히 첫 번째 기조 연설은 룩셈부르크 자크플리스 대사님께서 준비를 해주셨는데요. 룩셈부르크는 지속가능 금융 분야에서 유럽을 선도하는 국가입니다. 오늘 대사님께서는 자연, 자본, 녹색 금융의 국제적인 흐름에 대한 고견을 전해 주시겠습니다. Please join me welcoming him on the stage with a warm round of applause. 여러분 힘찬 박수로 환영해 주시기 바랍니다. 네, 여러분 다시 한번 박수 부탁드립니다.
Good morning. Mr. Yoon Jong-soo, Chairman of the Korea Natural Environment Restoration Foundation, Mr. Lee Jong-jae, CEO of I투데이, Mr. Chang Un-chan, Chair of the Global Sustainable Management Strategy Forum, former Prime Minister of the Republic of Korea, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure as the Ambassador of Luxembourg to the Republic of Korea to join you today at the Nature Finance Forum Korea 2026. First, allow me to sincerely thank the Korea Natural Environment Restoration Foundation and I투데이 for organizing this important and timely event. Today's forum addresses a topic that has rapidly moved to the center of finance, business, and public policy, the relationship between finance and nature. For many years, sustainable finance focused primarily on climate change and carbon emissions. That focus was necessary, and it brought real progress. But today, we increasingly understand that climate cannot be separated from nature. Our ecosystems regulate the climate, store carbon, protect biodiversity, and sustain livelihoods. When nature is degraded, climate solutions become less effective and far more costly. Events like today are therefore crucial. They help us deepen our understanding of the world as it is, not as we would like it to be. And when we look honestly, we must acknowledge that our world is anything but sustainable. Biodiversity loss, ecosystem degradation, water stress, and natural resource depletion are no longer distant environmental concerns. They are economic risks, they are financial risks, they are strategic risks. Nature is not an externality. It is the very foundation upon which all economies operate. Across the world, the case for sustainable finance has thus never been stronger or more urgent. Financial institutions and corporations are beginning to integrate nature-related considerations into investment decisions, lending strategies, and risk management frameworks. Initiatives such as the Task Force on Nature-related Financial Disclosures and methodologies like its LEAP framework are helping to create a common language for understanding and managing these risks. This is an important development because capital markets function best when risks are properly identified, measured, and understood. And yet, sustainable finance is being challenged like never before. We're living through a period of geopolitical instability, economic realignment, and profound transformation like AI that has been mentioned before. It is a time of remarkable technological promise, but also of persistent societal unease. Across Europe, higher defense spending and the cost of reinforcing economic and industrial resilience are reshaping political and financial priorities. But in this moment of complexity, one fact remains clear. Finance is part of the solution. Financial centers are not only marketplaces for capital. They are platforms that can help direct investment toward long-term resilience and sustainable economic transformation. They can fund the climate and energy transition. They can support social cohesion and innovation. They can help create quality jobs, sustainable and inclusive growth, and thereby reinforce the political stability upon which our democracies depend. Today, finance must not only be sustainable, it must also serve stability, resilience, social cohesion, and economic sovereignty. At home, in the European Union and in Luxembourg, we have taken important steps in this direction. The European taxonomy has given us a shared, if sometimes debated, dictionary for defining green activities. The Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive and the European Sustainability Reporting Standards have made sustainability an integral part of corporate reporting. The Sustainable Finance Disclosure Regulation has established common disclosure requirements for financial companies. The Market in Financial Instruments Directive 2 now integrates sustainability preferences into every client conversation. The EU Green Bond label is helping to scale credible green bond issuances. And importantly, rules against greenwashing have gained real strength. Clearer labels, more precise claims, and stronger supervision. In short, we are moving toward fewer slogans and more substance. Ladies and gentlemen, governments alone cannot finance the achievement of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The annual financing gap is now estimated at around $4 trillion per year, particularly in emerging and developing countries. This means that public capital must become catalytic rather than purely distributive. By deploying public resources strategically, governments can help de-risk investments, crowd in private capital, and enable projects that otherwise would not happen, especially in emerging markets or in sectors where perceived risks remain high. And we do so. Together with the Korean International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, Luxembourg is proud to be part of the SDG Impact Finance Initiative, a platform initially put in place by the government of Switzerland that supports the development of innovative impact investment strategies and invests in promising impact funds. Experts from Luxembourg regularly come to Korea for the board meetings of the Green Climate Fund and to contribute to the effective deployment of its capital in the global fight against climate change. Luxembourg is also a member of the Seoul-based Global Green Growth Institute, and we work together to develop innovative finance mechanisms that help realize low-carbon and sustainable development while achieving poverty reduction, social inclusion, environmental stability, and economic growth. In addition, we are currently supporting the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification in establishing the world's first drought resilience impact fund. Over the years, Luxembourg has built a globally recognized ecosystem in sustainable finance, impact structuring, and blended finance expertise, a bridge between investors and projects, between capital and innovation, between ambition and delivery. Today, more than $7.3 trillion in fund assets are distributed across the world through Luxembourg structures. Over 70% of UCITS fund assets in Luxembourg, representing more than $3 trillion, apply environmental, social, and governance criteria. The Luxembourg Green Exchange has become the world's leading platform for sustainable securities, listing around 42% of global sustainable bonds. Around 60% of global microfinance assets are managed through Luxembourg structures. And Luxembourg accounts for more than 60% of European impact investment funds. Our objective is clear: to mainstream ESG, to scale impact finance, and to innovate with new financial instruments, from sustainability-linked bonds to tokenized assets. And true to the Luxembourg model, we achieve this through partnerships. Investors today demand reliable sustainability information and decision-useful data. This is why robust reporting and risk assessment frameworks are becoming essential. Our priorities are therefore straightforward. First, to mainstream sustainable finance, to make it a standard practice across product design, risk management, audit, treasury, and every client conversation. To keep labels simple, data usable, and disclosures clear, and to firmly link sustainability to stability and security. Second, to mobilize private capital, to use public funding to de-risk private markets and to scale, and to channel global savings into long-term strategies across funds, bonds, and both listed and private markets. Ladies and gentlemen, Korea and Luxembourg share many common ambitions: green transformation, sustainable growth, and financial innovation. Korea is increasingly positioning itself as a key player in sustainable and transition finance in Asia. Luxembourg, as a highly international and interconnected financial center, remains firmly committed to global cooperation and cross-border sustainable investment. While our countries differ in geography and history, we demonstrate a common truth, that smaller nations, even though there's still a difference in size between Korea and Luxembourg, can exercise significant global influence through innovation, international collaboration, and long-term strategic vision. As Korea accelerates its transition toward a greener and more resilient economy, Luxembourg can serve as a gateway for international sustainable capital supporting that transition. This is especially important in areas such as nature finance, where no country can act alone. Because while global politics may fluctuate, the economics of sustainability remain constant. All the more reason for us to do our homework. Efficient markets price risk. Smart capital prices opportunity. And sustainability today is a pillar of stability. Ultimately, this is about protecting long-term economic resilience and financial stability. Sustainable finance tomorrow begins with sustainable action today. And I very much look forward in this sense to today's discussion and exchanges. Thank you very much.